a nuance, a little distinction can shift you in a very different direction. And I think this is what we're trying to do. We want to spark an industry conversation around there are special companies that create an emotional relationship with their consumer, and they're deep and they're all in. And they speak to them on a deeper level. We want to figure out what's that blueprint. Essentially, what's the roadmap? What's the blueprint? How do we get the best practices? How do we celebrate the best practices? And how do we really talk about this going into the future? What used to be word of mouth is now word of mouse. You're either creating brand ambassadors or brand terrorists doing brand assassinations. For anybody who's ever done great work online with their company, and they get celebrated for doing great work, when you don't do great work, it's a bad day, right? It's a bad day. There's no place to hide. Authenticity is everything. Cover. There's no place to cover. And I think that's the new world we're in. That's part of the shift. Our brains are becoming rewired. We buy differently than we did 15 years ago. We flat buy differently. And if you're 20, you buy differently than people who are 50. A new wave of consumer is uniquely becoming the most powerful economic force in retail, and it's causing retailers to refine their plans and how to meet the needs of the new generation. It's an economic force, it's a shift, and nobody knows exactly how to build community on the deepest level with them. Everybody's asking that question. Every retailer asks that question. That's a boardroom agenda of every retailer in America. How do I retain them? How do I hold them? How do I build an authentic relationship with them? The new consumer does not want to be talked at. They want to be talked to. And everybody knows every brand relationship is fragile. There's nobody who feels like their brand relationship with their customer is that deep and that intimate and that secure. Anything can be shifted. In 1930, the average S&P company lived for almost 100 years. Now it's 17 years. We have to shift. That's the reason we're doing this today. We have to shift. We have to be open. We have to hold on to things very loosely. We have to challenge our own thinking.